In this video, I'm just going to briefly list out the 5 things that I like about my Seiko Alpinist and the 5 things that I don't like. This just came into the rotation, so it's a good time to talk about my views on the Alpinist. So I'm going to start with the things that I really like. Obviously, the most important thing about the Alpinist is the compass, and my compass actually is perfectly aligned. A lot of people on YouTube have been saying how new Seikos have alignment issues on the bezel and rehaut and all, but mine is perfect. I also like the Cyclops on the date wheel. It just makes it easy to read. And Cyclops on Seiko sport watches are common. In fact, that's my SRPC that has a Cyclops. Again, so with smaller watches, it makes a lot of sense to have the Cyclops. I like the sunburst ivory dial, which with the gilt hour markers and the hands, it just looks like the old Laurel Alpinists of 1959 through 1964. I think I have a 64 Alpinist. So this is definitely very, very historic in terms of its dial. So that's three. Oh, obviously, I should mention that, the display case back, that's definitely, it's a great way to see the movement. And I like the strap. These straps are really good. These calf leather strap that Seiko uses. And actually, to talk about the 6R35 movement, this has a 70-hour power reserve. That's exactly the same amount of power reserve that the fancy Grand Seikos have, like, my old spring drive that has become very moody of late. But that's also the same movement that the SPB147 series, the SPB series uses. So the Alpinist is the cheapest way to get the 6R35 movement. And the 6R35 movement is really the best mechanical, affordable movement that Seiko makes. One step below the Grand Seikos or the 8L series movements that you find in the SLA, the $4,000 Seikos. So now this costs about five. You can get these for $590, $570. In fact, I've seen these as low as $490. So this is a great way to get a 6R35 movement. Now, so that's actually the bonus sixth thing that I like about the Alpinist. What are the things I don't like? Well, let's start with the compass. The For one thing, this is an extremely, because this has the crown guard, the compass is extremely hard to rotate. But again, you will never really use the compass, so maybe that's kind of nitpicking. It's hard to see under this light. Let me see if I can turn off the lights to get a different look. So that kind of shows the wheel of the compass. That is a very cheap piece of plastic that where you can clearly see that as the mold was made, it has a dip in the center of the plastic. It's kind of hard to see in this light, but you can definitely see it when you look at the watch in person. So that really detracts from the quality that these, say, the $500 to $1,000 Seikos tend to have, like my SPB147. I could not. This watch has the same quality that a $4,000 Seiko has. The Seiko Alpinist, not so much. Uh, Whereas I like the dial and the gilt hands, it's a little hard to read because they do in this light it does seem easy to read, but in real usage, it does make it a little hard to read. I don't like the fact that the crystal is a flat sapphire crystal. I wish it were slightly domed like the SPB or the cheaper Alpinist. In fact, the smaller 38mm Alpinist has a domed crystal. I know it's hard to put a Cyclops with a domed crystal, but Seiko could have worked it out. You know, they're smart. This little problem like that shouldn't get in the way. In There's really not much more. I wish, the crown were signed, because the older generation of the Alpinist had a signed crown, so that, definitely is unfortunate. The polishing, yeah, it's not that bad, but could it be better? Sure, I think its design is a little drab. I definitely don't like the Prospex logo because there's just too much text there. The Prospex logo, the automatic, and the 20 bar. And I think that's about, I kind of lost count. So you'll have to forgive me if I did not get to the 5 things that I do dislike. And that really is, those are the initial, a quick set of thoughts on the Alpinist. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please be sure to hit like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you on another video.